Ali pazi,
koliko radio?
da.
Četiri pitanja.
I ne pravila. Tako, znači, njega zanima taj laki sadržaj.
Dobro,
To se nema nikakve veze, apsolutno, nego što se tiče nas super da postoji taj prostor.
Vidjet ću odlično mediji za...
Radi već nešto.
Samo što
Ide, evo energija. Dobra energija.
dobra energija, već puštamo dobra energija. Evo vidi. Ništa ne slučajno
Sad u Kosmošli nikad nije bilo slučajno.
Pušta se pola
Pa šta ćemo vidjeti?
ako je moj radio tamo u studiju, da dajemo studiju sa poče.
Moja ovdje sve polako.
Sad ne može da prođe ovo.
Neka, to je tu sad. Ali baš je lepo tu. Možemo da se vidimo i da...
To je njena instalacija. Učeš nešto?
Slušaj, Gogi, prvo što je pozicija, to je meni postalo najvažnije u ovoj ludnici zvane. I gdje ne može doći čovječe, treba ti ovako, ovdje, zuk, komodno, bravo.
Jeste.
Svaka čast kamerama i reflektorima i svemu. Ako tebi treba 2 sata da dođeš i 3 da odeš.
Parking tu, sve je tu.
Parking, isto za BK važni. Evo te dođeš, ima gdje parkirati. To su postale jako važne stvari, iako su nekad bile najmanje važne. Tako da, perspektiva vrlo dobar. Vrlo dobar 10.
Odlična trojkica, znaš, odlična trojkica. Nije to je slava trojka i odlična.
Ovo je veliki...
A čekaj, tebi nije sad da ti sad samo imaš te kamere i to, nego imaš i tehnologiju za obradu.
Sve ovo je.
Jesi vidio sve? Gorane, jesi vidio?
Režija kompleta.
Ma režija kompleta.
I sve možda koristiti.
Sve može. Samo da napravimo konstrukciju i da to... Treba više ljudi da urmate. Ona je donela iz... Kako rešenja? Ona je to donela iz... Iz Indije. Živne Himalajske. Ovo je sve iz Indije. Vidi, nije joj teško sa Himalaja donela opreme.
A nema veze, mi moraš što raditi.
Vidi, sa Himalaja donela opreme. Koji put? Sa Himalaja ovo je oprema.
On je sam napravio svoj...
Ovo je nevjerovatno. Koja je bolja? Koliko je hiljade kilometra prevalila?
Šta ti treba da...
Možemo poslije neku izjavu da uzmemo od njega. Poslije izjavu. Završimo jednu cijelu. Samo mišljeno.
3D projektor.
Pa pustiš današnje
Da.
prefilme i poslefilme i ovo sad gdečiš. Pa toliko ni ti to još mi dobro.
Za Himalaja direktno 100 Tesla TV i Top TV. Pa narode, ovo je slavokupno, ovo je privilegija da sa Himalaja stignu. I onako je Velja nagovestio sastanak Himalajski, Belog bratstva.
Sad do kraja godine nešto
Čovjek bude htio.
Samo nešto.
Sjećate se kako je bilo, ja imam utisak da ja stano vam
Da se uopšte ne spominje. Ma dobro, takvi
bilo kojim delićem svesti o potencijalnom sadržaju. Ja sam impresionirana načinom na koji su to Žižek i Patriček uradili. I to imaju publiku koja je tu. I to se sve snima i to su toliko gledali. I uvek su takve kategorije. Smrti, ljubav,
Cijeni bar
Veće tema.
što se čuče
Daj ostani da vidi
Neće cijel zapad ide.
Bio mi je. Preuzte mi da je pokaži.
Nije bi otišao još pored tako da oni neka drže tu socijalnu sferu, a mi se držemo spiritualno.
Nego su i oni vrlo često u oblasti medicine.
Filozofija besmrtnosti izvjetila.
To je dobar argument.
To je sve opravo. Mislim da ovo otvoreno za polje. Vidite, ima Vivekananda Tesla fondacija u Indiji i tako dalje, koja sam napravila, to je susjed koji su oni slično. To je vidite da zapadna Amerika to ostali pričaju gluposti, sve imamo onaj koji je stolu stavio priča ekonomsko, energetsko,
Sadnje šta je došlo sam do formu. Kad sam formu napravio, nisam ja napravio. Znate šta je
recimo, ajde napravite vrlo konkretna stvar. Dečko se zove Andreja Dragulja, koji je pazi, otišao u Singapur i tamo do 5 zlatnih godina, znači ta priča se ne zna, nikom se ne znaš komu je dao Iđo? Iđo je rekao, mu dao nominaciju.
A gdje je taj dečko? Gdje je bio?
Nema ubijenisove knjige. Sve dok ja govorim, niko nije vidio. Matematika, fizika, biologija, kemija i inženjerstvo. Uradio 120 zadataka iz 5 raznih oblasti, sve najbolje to nigde na svetu nema.
Kako se zove dečko?
Andreja Drobnjaka, a to je to mora u matematičku gimnaziju.
To ćemo tamo.
Pitamo samo kako si, deto, šta radiš kad ostaneš ovdje?
Znam direktor.
Ko je sad direktor?
Ova, evo sad je školska godina, tako ćemo tići da napravimo jednu viziju, to je liderstvo za koje se
to je srednje liderstvo. A onda imamo prirodni fenomen stanovnika stroja. Imamo neke stvari koje niko nema na svijetu, koje možda prevedeš na bilo koji jezik, sve će televizija.
I lepo si rekao,
Pa da, tako da napredujemo, pobjeda!
Ovo ništa nije slučajno za sad Himalaja.
Ja ih duboko srđanjam.
Priključite se na vreme.
Priključite se, dok ste još neprijatelji.
Priključak za pravoslavno ide.
Postaćete zaboravljeni.
Evo ovdje nas Tesla sve okupio.
Ovo nije slučajno Himalajska energija.
Ovdje Himalaji su. A to tako ide, kad ide, kad ne ide, možda se ulažeš, da i ništa, sve nešto ne možeš, a kad ideš samo tamo, dala si samo, ne treba da veslaš, pustiš vesla.
Rezonanca se.
Samo se nameštaš na vrlo.
Profesore, vi ste nagovestili da će Himalajski svetlosni da naprave sastanak posle 100 godina, tako, svaki 100 godina pravi. Evo ga.
Mužio tibetanski.
čekaj, ovi troje što
je naivna sastanak.
Ja sam imao vremena iskustva na kalendaru kod Ružice, kao neku komunikaciju, gdje se kao portal rekao, ja sam sad Himalaja. Može biti, može ne biti.
A to se ovi
pojavio se, nije došlo do rodina. Mi smo bili
kao je, samo je još nekao.
Evo, Tesla radio.
To je kod
Znači, ovo je prva prezentacija, kako sam tako razumeo. Jeli, kog si?
Prezentacija van kuća.
Van njene kuće, prva prezentacija.
Možda sam proveo.
Tako da, biće translate sa engleskog, ima već na predavanje bilo. Translate, dobro je bilo. I film je jedan pustila, jako dobar, o bosanskim piramidama. Ona je autor. Pa ne moram film. Deo filma. Jedan deo možemo da pustimo.
Pa prema toj, materializam je krizi, šta nam fali, za smisla, a osnovno je spoznaja svesti, da vidimo sastav, kako i svetlosti nastaje elektron, proton, neutron, ne treba nam onda rudarenja, onda možemo iz direktno i svetlosti dobijamo bilo koji element Mendeljevog sistema, znači kakvi rudnici, u srednjem veku, da pravimo rudnje, bilo kakvi rudnje.
Prebacivanje rada na mašinu.
Pa da, prebaciš rad na mašinu, idi, kaže, dobar krastavac, jedan je prirodni.
Ne moraš
Neće.
brže iskustvo. Isto si neki tako išli.
Ovo sam čuo, jedan čovječ sad kaže da su Edison ne, ovo se režimo da...
Mi oni nešto sve moguće, mi nikakvi da
Da.
Delu lečenja, dakle, tokom oporasti.
Can you maybe hold it when it's
Masažom rešavaju problem bola. Da, znam, jedan naš Srbin je ošao tamo da operiše. Nešto je bilo vezano.
Actually, you know what I mean is
Tamo što je.
yeah. Let's take this off. Let's take this off.
Medicinske sestre ga, ja istu operaciju imali, a ovaj dečko ima...
Ulazimo u novu dimenziju, novi portal. Direktno. Evo.
Levitacija, elevacija i ono... Pa da, fantastično. Mogu da ti kažem, Gorane, da si probio u stvari paralelni svet, ali na gore.
Evo, pa...
Sad je sve lakše, entiteti više gleda, oni organizuju entitete niže gleda, prema tome na spiritualnom planu je pobjeda, a na fizičkom ostvarenju.
Ostvarenje, i direktno Himalaji dolaze ovdje.
Došli Himalaji, a nismo, niko ništa nije planirao.
Ništa. Himalajska prva prezentacija.
Molim profesora što te izuzetno komplikovane složene stvari iskazuje na vrlo jednostavno.
Da na kraju svako pomisli to sam i ja mogla da kažem.
A znaš šta je ovo? Je znak da je Šambala odobrio?
Tako je, Šambala odobrio, tako je.
Kako to je?
Tačno.
Gdje si izmašio?
Pa profesore, vi ste ih nagovesili da će sada...
Ja sam nagovestio, ali gledao.
Vlasnik.
To je to. Pa da. Evo i znak, vidiš da je čoveče. Ja nešto usamljeno sam se čutim,
It's not enough.
ima možda bolje.
A, to treba da visi gore. A, to će biti malo skrivno. Jes, baš me.
Take this off.
Izolat.
Ja sam mislio da
Ja sam mislio da je metal, sve je drvo.
Ofarbano je u boju aluminijuma.
Let's just... That's it.
Znači, slažu se da ćeš šaša.
Gdje je onaj mali piramidom?
Evo i ova crvena ima.
Mi smo pravi. A čekaj, što znaš da se prednavila?
Znači ukupni broj 10. Ne, koliko nas ukupno ima? 10.
To je Pitagorin tetraktis.
Znači da otvori, da ne bi polomelju gledalo. Šta ovo gledalo?
To je kad ulaziš u ložu.
Da, tako je.
Kao ona nula u vašem programu.
Jedan i nula. A jedan i nula, to ti azbuka sa svih jezika. U stvari. To je...
That's not for the real, that's all demonstration. Digitalizacija.
Znaš zašto? U prirodi nema neodlučivih situacija, nego ili se desi ili se ne desi. Sve je u stvari digitalno, ali zakoni nisu, nego analogni. Oni su u stvari odnos određenih stvari. A to nije digitalno, ali je posljedica digitalna. Ili se desi ili ne, a zakon nije. I mozak radi analogno, radi kao prirodni zakon, ne radi digitalno.
Wait, it hasn't
Ako moraš da shvatiš zakon, a ne samo da vidiš posljedicu, pa kao prošlo. Ovo je njemu vrh sa... Njemu je vrh.
Šiljak. Znaš kako, na rtnju onaj vrh se zove šiljak. Šiljak.
Piramidom.
Okay, now we need to put the...
Slušaj, piramide. Nemamo geometriju, relaciji, ali...
Something's wrong with the bottom here.
Nismo lepo složili dobro.
Da, nešto nije dobro.
Can you hold it?
And this is the heart of the machine. We
Yes.
don't know what's
In the
inside this box.
In the lunchbox, look.
In the lunchbox.
Careful.
So I have to prepare, and I will drink some brandy.
Don't open the lunchbox. You have to be careful not to stand on it, yeah? It's okay, it's fine. It's just a no, it's
Čekaj, je to neki materijal specijalan ili...
To je ogledalo, ali ima foliju kao akrilom.
okay, now we do the...
This one? Or is... Yes.
Ovo su... Već se osjeća, samo nešto da vam kažem, već se osjeća jaka energija. Odmah da vam kažem.
Kupi malo slikove te muke njihove do to.
Ne, već počinju zračenja, jaka energija. Ja ga već registrujem. Ne, ozme, ovo nije... Evo, već sad kreće. Tačno već pravi vrtlog.
Slušaj, ja što više posmatram.
Ti ćeš da se prosvetliš.
Radi sa spiritualnim likvidom.
Znači, samo da ne gaš.
Neću da izvini.
Polomić.
Da, izvini.
no, not right, sorry. The white has to be...
Aha. Da, izvini.
Evo moj Suzan.
Nije.
Just be careful and don't stand on the area, otherwise we break it. Make this.
koji sjajni.
Ja nikad sam nešto se moram Be careful! Be careful!
Don't decorate because the hedge is.
Jesi ga dobro razumio?
Boga mi. Ovo je već počinje zračenja visok.
Ovo su već pektali.
Ovo je već ozbiljna priča.
Oh, no, wait a minute, sorry. Can you hold that there, please?
Pazi, rotira.
A i vrti se.
One more crystal to go in first.
Viši kako njoj to nije bilo teško da se Tibeta sve ovo...
Misija.
A?
Ovo treba odeti na vrh vrhnja i da promenimo dimenziju, brate, da odemo više. Svi na taj Sirius. Vidjet ćemo rezultate, ali ozbiljna mašina. Ozbiljna mašina. S aspekta sakralne geometrije, pravila tvorca.
Kako je carinsku kontrolu s ovim?
Oni su mislili da je to neki, ovako, neki šarlatanski cirkus neki.
Ozbiljna mašina. Slušaj, možda ti se pojavi laptop kad se vratiš kući. Koji su se skroni. Ja imam novu, kupio novu, drži jedan a imam neki prastari 10 godina.
Yeah, if you can do the same with this. Doesn't matter. Just...
Da stoji.
On je otvoren za sve, ima tamo Tesla. Dođeš i to ostavi svoj znak.
Ništa bez Boga.
Sve okej, mislim, on to poštuje.
Pogledaj, još se ubacuje.
Slušaj, ovo je
Yeah, so we just made a small version, but normally this will reach to the floor. It's just to give the idea.
Ako je dobar korak,
Pa stil
nije dobar korak.
So this will continue. Wow.
Ima još.
Okay.
But
the heart of this machine vibrate.
That's all false.
This will be to vibrate.
I rotate.
Even
That's
now.
all false.
In a turbulent form.
For today's
So, magician's jewel. Now, this is just the center of the machine, of the installation of the device. Because actually coming out of here we'll have a park extending this way and extending this way. Let me get my computer actually. Quite perfect. Okay. So,
I see. Oh, yes, yes. This is like beautiful.
but I haven't made the model for this part here. You can see. This part here is like a park. This blue is water. These are stones and rocks which are running in harmonic octaves of harmonic resonance, the correct number of stones. And each of the, you see the beginning and the end of the octave is a larger stone. Yeah? And these are actually in the high tantric texts. We have what's called the 16 levels of bliss, ranging from complete depression, which is basically death, to complete bliss, which is enlightenment. We cannot live, we cannot exist, we cannot function in our life without some level of bliss. We may be operating at level 4, level 8, level 6, level 2, doesn't matter, but if we need some level of bliss in order to survive. Yeah? So these I am envisaging as like some kind of peninsulas. And in the tantric text, these move. Yeah? These move. And this is the force that drives our energy to exist. Yeah? We need some level of happiness, some level of bliss in order to survive. Also, these are divided into the 4 colors of the elements. So we see the blue, which is actually here is going to be water in a park. Then we have the green is the wind, the red is the fire, the yellow is the earth, and the white is the water. But, you know, this is like to be expanded on. At the moment, I'm just envisaging that these are some sort of function. They can move, and they can also have some influence on this. Not quite sure what yet. So, actually, as I conceive of it as an artistic and philosophical machine, installation, this is going to describe the process of existence according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Now, okay, there are so many levels to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, but if we talk about it simplistically, this area in the park, when you, as a participant, this is going to be big enough for you to walk on. People will see this spiral, people will move up this spiral. So just imagine, this is huge, something like 20, 30 meters high. And the park is like 30, 40, 50 meters this way, 30, 40, 50 meters this way. It's big. Yeah? So you start off, you enter into the park and you're given a pair of headset, EEG headset, and binaural headphones. And when you enter the park, you will be guided through your binaural headphones, because this park is the Bardo of life. We are in the Bardo of life. We're alive today. So we're going to go around the Bardo of life, and we're going to hear about the different aspects of the Bardo of life here and here and here and here, what I've been explaining to you about bliss, survival, Then, you see, you come through this section here, you will enter into the device, which is at the very central place here. The first place you're going to go is inside the mirror. Yeah? So you're going to come onto the structure. There's going to be some sort of walkway around the center. Now, this walkway is very important, because as you are walking through around the walkway, you're going to be moving through some sort of turnstile that when you go through it, click, click, it's going to cause these 4, this cross in the center here, to move. this cross in the center move. This cross in the center is representing the elements. You've got the space in the center, green is the wind, air, fire, earth, water. As this moves, now we're getting onto the device part. Okay, let me come back to that. You as the human are going to be walking, you're going to be told you're going to walk in this direction, this direction, and that direction. Now, as I conceive it, there's a way that the Hopi of Native American Indians, they have a special turning point, 240 degrees, back 90, back this, and in doing this dance, they create standing columnar waves, which create rain. Yeah? So we have the participants moving in this same format as the Hopi dance. Anyway, that's a possibility. Yeah, this is all hypothetical. Yeah. So having moved around this circumference in a certain way, you will be guided to a chamber inside the mirror, where you are in the next bardo of sleep. As far as when we're alive, in the bardo of life, there are three bardos. There's the bardo of life, there's the bardo of sleep, and there's the bardo of meditation. This is as we are alive in a physical body. So we've come from the park, the bardo of life. We've now entered the structure. We've made these movements around the base of the structure, which are helping to move these four, this cross at the bottom. And now we're going underneath the mirror to enter the bardo of sleep, where we learn about lucid dreaming and all these things. Then we come out of the bardo of sleep, and we enter this, and we start to go up. It's 12 turns, up, until you reach the top. And inside here at the top is the Om chamber, and this is the bardo of meditation. Now in the bardo of meditation, there's going to be an octave of harmonic resonance is going to be playing. So you're going to have 8 tones playing in there, and you're going to imbibe these bardo of meditation in this top chamber here. Now, you will then, we forgot one, sorry, we forgot one part. Then you will enter into some form of, I think it'll be like operating on some sort of magnet. I'm not sure because I'm not an engineer. Some sort of magnetic way that a lift, a kind of elevator will come down this structure, and now into the top of the dodecahedron. So you see, it'll probably start from somewhere like here. Let's just clip it on here. So now you will come from the Om chamber. Now you are going to die. So you finish the bardo of meditation. You're going to come down in the elevator. Now you're going to be given a pair of augmented reality glasses. Augmented reality, virtual reality glasses, both. And then you enter the bardo of dying. Now this is an augmented reality process. So according to the reading on your EEG headset, you know, it's not going to be very advanced, it's going to be your basic light fluctuations. You will see good things or bad things in your augmented reality experience. And you'll be taken through the 7 layers to the 8th, the 7 layers of the bardo of dying. So you're going to dissolve all your elements, then you're going to dissolve your mind, and you're going to enter into the heart of the machine, the bardo of reality. Bardo of reality is the most complex and the most, it's the longest section of the Bardo Todol, of the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And this is where we meet our, it's like going into the control room of existence. All these, in the Tibetan Book of the Dead describes lots and lots of different deities that are coming to you, and you're seeing these visions of all these deities and things, but each one is representing a certain aspect of your existence, yeah? So inside this section, which is the dodecahedron, you're going to have this experience of this being beyond life and not coming towards life yet. You're out of it. You're now in another dimension. And through this is now going to be a virtual reality experience in the center here. From here, in a virtual reality experience, you can actually move to any part of the machine in your virtual reality headset. Yeah? So you can explore. Sorry, I should have fixed this a bit better earlier. Then, once you finish that, you are going to be reborn.
Don't hide.
You are going to be reborn.
I hope it wouldn't explode in this reality.
It didn't explode on the aeroplane. My shoulder was small enough. Let's have it this way. Okay. I'll just put that in there. Yeah. This is a Fibonacci spiral. Meant to be a Fibonacci spiral. So the bardo of dying, you come in the Fibonacci spiral, bardo. Now you come back. Now, after being in this state, which is this is the most powerful experience, you're going to experience all these, the inner part of yourself, the essence. Then, in the virtual reality, then you're going to be born again. So you're going to come through the process of materialization from step by step. How your mind and then your elements, until you become a physical body, occurs. Then you will come back down to the bottom and enter the park again, into the bardo of life. But now it's changed because you've been reborn. Now you've got another experience of the bardo of life. So artistically speaking, this is the process, showing the process of existence. Now, there's another aspect to it, because this is not just a pretty artistic design. As I conceive it, and this is where I need the help with the engineering and the science, once we have got the people creating the movement of these this cross at the base, this will piezoelectrically strike the lowest crystal. These are 4 crystals. These are 4 crystals. This movement will piezoelectrically strike the lowest crystal. In fact, that will also be touching the central point to cause it to vibrate. And then, which we need to find the correct crystals to amplify that piezoelectricity so that it hits the bottom of this dodecahedron, the pentagon shape at the bottom of this, one of the pentagon shapes. There are 12, of course, pentagon shapes in a dodecahedron, along with 20 triangles. Simultaneously, the sound is playing in the chamber, and this will strike the top crystal, causing it to piezoelectrically vibrate, and through the crystals, again, which crystals we use, I don't know, we have to find the correct crystals. It will bring the energy down here, and again, so what we've got is from piezoelectricity coming up from the bottom, we've got it coming down from the top. Here we have a pentagon on the top of the dodecahedron, we have a pentagon at the bottom, which the angles of 108 degrees are going to cause implosion to source. And so theoretically, this will rebalance and harmonize the as wide as radius as we can, without any harm to anybody, without any harm to, in fact, to bring beneficial energy to all biological creatures, whether it's the plants and the insects, the animals, the humans, to clean or transform the harmful energies of the Wi-Fi and the radiation and everything in the atmosphere. We can still use Wi-Fi. In fact, the 5G towers will be our best friends, because they will, the stronger the energy, the more it will transform into more powerful energy. Yeah? So this is where my scientist friends and engineers, you come in, because I don't know how to do this. I can conceive of it. I can see that intellectually there is a possibility that this could be correct. Of course, we don't want to create a bomb or an explosion here, but what we want to do is to, without harming any creature, in fact, on the opposite side, to bring benefit to beings, we want to create a way that this innocent installation, which is also teaching us about the process of life, is also giving beneficial energy to a maximum radius of miles, kilometers. I don't know, I think it's possible to clear up a... So, for example, if this were put in, let's say, the Tate Modern Gallery in London, or the MoMA Gallery in San Francisco, then as it's just a working installation as an exhibition, it's also cleaning up the entire city. And then as Sam, because I talked to Sam Osmanagic about it, he said that what I should think about is not just creating one large installation, but many smaller ones that can be placed on the ley lines. Yeah? The ley lines, the ley line crossings, places like Vesicle, and places like, I don't know, in like Glastonbury, Stonehenge in the UK, and other, places where you've got a lot of ley lines crossing, and this can also, we can work the energy through the ley lines. But all depends on what we need to do, and the most important thing. Remember in my talk just now, I showed you a video. Well, I didn't show it because it wouldn't play. There was a video by a fellow called Les Brown, Physics of Crystals. Now, I learned something very, very important from that video and from this fellow who's no longer with us, but when you place crystals inside a pyramid, there are certain points in the pyramid which are active and alive. Now, if you were to put a crystal in a wrong crystal in a wrong place, if you were to touch any part of this, you would be thrown 20 feet back, because it's alive. Crystals are alive. So you see, we can't just go building this thing like boom, boom, boom. Okay, this is metal, these are not crystals, this is harmless. But once we put crystals together, what we've got to remember, we've got an enormous amount of energy working together with the piezoelectricity. What's happening in the tunnels, in the Ravne tunnels? The piezoelectricity is striking the walls, it's through the tunnels, under the pyramid, creating the huge 28 kilohertz beam from the top of the pyramid. Sam's described this many times to us in the Ravne tunnels. All those tunnel walls are made of crystals. They're carrying the energy through. So we have to be extremely careful, and we have to have a crystal expert, somebody who knows exactly what they're doing, as to which kind of crystal. Is this quartz, is this selenite, is this morganite, is this what, amethyst, What is the crystal? Which crystals do we use here? Which are the ones which are able to carry this energy safely through, so that we can have enough force in the center through the pentagons to implode to source, to the energy out without any harm to anybody, and every biological creature is benefited. We transform the whole area around this. In a nutshell, that's the basic.
Thank you so much for this influential machine. not only theoretically, but also practically.
The magician's jewel,
What?
the philosopher's stone, the magician, the philosopher,
Yeah.
jewel, stone, the magician's jewel, the philosopher's stone. What is the philosopher's stone? Pythagorean tetrad was the original philosopher's stone.
What I can say is the fact that we have detectors for torsional energy fields, but only in the high institutes somewhere. I know for 6 models, different models, which can measure directly that kind of energy flows. But what we can use, is instruments which can measure only the shadows of these real energy flows of ethereal form in essence. It's an electric or magnetic field. And I didn't bring my instruments, but what I feel, I'm not exorcist, I'm ordinary man, but what I feel when you construct your machine, until the moment you use this white and black wire, I can imagine I receive some kind of energy form which has 2 toroids, big toroids, up and down.
You are right. There is a toroidal field here, and there's a toroidal field here, and the center. You are right.
One toroid is from the half up with rising, maximal form, minimal energy, and after that again rising, minimal. And in a moment when you put that black wire, I don't know what is this, something changed but not much. But when you add this white wire, everything changed. I don't know this great difference in only one wire. But these toroids disappear and transform in a big ellipsoidal energy ball, I don't know what to say, with a maximal energy in the heart of that machine, that you named it, and decrease this energy egg, I can call it, with maximal energy in the center and decrease on the other side. That's my feelings. I don't know.
No, you're absolutely, Goran, you're absolutely right. You're totally on the same page. Because, where is my, here we go. This is the...
In essence, I think that we can imagine this as a human being with his aura. That's picture what I see here.
Here we have, in fact, this is not the best one. So, this is my working draft. This I have written, you know, all the details here. Here. Smaller, top, bottom, center, larger.
Yes. Hey, I see that.
I tell you, you got it.
That's good. Yeah. That's what he described.
And this is what I call the divine Vajra. The Tibetan master
Okay, I don't
is
need
using
instruments anymore.
the Tibetan master is using Vajra in order to pacify and to create more energy. Let me show you the Tibetan, the Vajra is. Here is me describing. Actually, here is me at Sam's Ravne Park in 2019 describing what the crystal of time could be as a 3D object. And
Please tell the public that you didn't show me this picture before.
Here. This, you see, this is the Tibetan master's Vajra. And the Tibetan master...
Yes.
You see, this is Vajra, you say Vajra. This is, my crystal of time is based on the Vajra, you see? And the Tibetan master, how does he use the Vajra? He does this.
Yes.
And he's changing the waves, pacifying and destroying, not like destroying, but peacefully changing the waves to bring beneficial
They
energy.
can transform reality on this
And
level
this is the
in their minds on the other level.
Exactly, and this is the divine Vajra with these three toroidal fields, correct? One here, around these, one in the center larger, and one at the top smaller.
I'm very satisfied with your machine.
Yeah.
And with my feelings.
And you see then the purple is very nice, and the
Da li
large
ima neke
particles to
sličnosti
each
sa
side.
Teslinim tornjem ili nešto slično? Ili nema?
But
Neke
the crystal,
dodirne?
I am the engineering. I'm less concerned with the things that the thing I'm
Ništa
most
će
concerned
odgovori.
with
Da li
is
ona
crystal.
upoznata sa Teslinim tornjem?
Reflecting also chakra.
Aha! Now wait a minute. We've forgotten to talk about the mirror at the base. It is reflected equally into the ground. So now you can just see barely because I didn't take off the mirror and show properly. But when you see in the ground, what have you got when you've created a mirror? Reflection. You have changed polarities, right?
And Goran asked me to ask you, are you familiar with Tesla teachings and ideas of
The basic.
basic?
Very basic. I mean, I've read some things.
Parametric tower.
Basic. Yes. His history and like this, and I've seen his life story and like this.
But-
But I don't know the deep.
Regarding my insights in ancient knowledge and Tesla technologies, I can say you that these principles and mechanisms are very similar. So Tesla technologies are our future.
Here we are in the Tesla building.
This is the ancient knowledge.
Huh.
But Tesla have used intuition to reach these ideas and that knowledge.
I have reached.
But the other
I have
way,
been using
but the other way.
intuition and my knowledge of the
And they are very
Tibetan-
close one to each other, and this is our future. Combination
Completely.
conventional science and
Ancient.
knowledge of the ancients.
Yeah.
So congratulations for constructing these machines. And it's work.
So how
I measure it.
So how do we go? Where do we go from here? Because now it's just wood and wire and metal and acrylic mirror. What we need is 20 meters high, 30 meters high. People are walking on it. Because, you know, I always had it in my heart and my knowledge. I know that machines can drive themselves. We don't need to plug it into the wall. This is a self-driven machine. But using movement and using sound. So the humans are going to be instrumental to working this machine. I think, I don't know. I'm just making
Where do you think it should be built somewhere?
$1 million question.
Yeah,
But it should be, I think it should be built in a place where it can give maximum benefit to the most amount of people, which means the middle of cities. So I don't think that we're necessarily going to tell people that it's a device that's cleaning up the energy in the city, because they'll be like, what device? Is it a bomb? Is it this? It's working with the energy. We don't like working with the energy, blah, 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 blah. It's an art installation that's showing the process of existence according to the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Period. Art installation piece. But we know that it works in another way. It's silent, it doesn't shout about it, it just does the job. No fuss, no...
Here we have an expert, top world expert for the time, and this is some kind of time machine. When you
It's a time
learn to
it's a time
control the
converter.
time, you can control everything.
It's a time converter also, because what you've got, this divine Vajra in the center is 1260 time, when we're talking about Jose Arguelles' work. And this, inside, is I showed you my last picture, which is 1320 with the four corners, which is operating on cosmic time. So once this fits into the apex. Here we have mechanistic time going into the cosmic time and converting it. It's also a time converter. Exactly. And all of this has been taught to me by Bosnia. Because Sam asked me to make a movie about Bosnia, I made those 3 pictures, and in those 3 pictures I embedded the information, and then from those pictures I made this, plus the 5 pictures I showed you I've made earlier. It was a wonderful moment when I realized that the 8 pictures I made, that was kick-started, the process was started by the instruction of one of the greatest Tibetan masters who has ever existed on this planet, who's now gone. He told me to start this. I mean, he didn't tell me where I was going, he just said, take photographs, and then I started to make the pictures, and so I realized each of those 8 pictures are components of this machine. And when I put them all together, it was just like, it was an ABC, boom, 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 and that was born. That was it. But this hasn't necessarily just come out of my mind. I was given the kickstart by one of the greatest masters who's ever existed on this planet.
We learn one from each other, and I can tell you good news. In measurings we have done before a few days on the pyramid of the sun, I do measuring on the area of electromagnetic domain, and engineer Heikki Savolainen from Finland measured mechanical waves. And what we have measured in the bottom of the pyramid, he measured 2 signals, but as a mechanical wave, clearly viewed. One was about 24 kilohertz and one was 30, I think 35 kilohertz. Middle of that is 28 kilohertz. That was in the bottom. Same frequencies I measured in electric domain on the bottom, but very lower, very small signals, very low intensity in electromagnetic form. But on the top of the pyramid, he measured vice versa. My signals was very, very high, very, very amplified, very, very strong, of maximal 27 point, I forgot 18, maybe, never mind, very close to 28 in electromagnetic domain. But his mechanical signals, which he measured on the top, was spread in the form of some fog of vibrations, but limit was 24 and 27, 28 kilohertz. So he, on the top, he lost the signals as one signal, sharp signal, but fog of a lot of signals, spectrum of signals between 24 and 26 in mechanical form. So this arrangement of vibrations somehow change from the bottom of the pyramid to the up in a different form of spectrum of frequencies in the middle with 28 in mechanical form. But might stay the same, but much higher. So we have
the other question.
Time to thinking to try to explain this, but this is a measuring with scientific equipment for the measuring sound or mechanical waves or this kind. So we want combination the knowledge and the ideas and our measurings, etc., etc. Now we are coming to higher dimensions and new insights in absolute reality. Thank you for demonstrating this machine.
But the other question we have is, what is this angle? Because I've made it like this.
It's very important.
Very important.
Yes.
I've made it like this now, but it could be that the angle needs to be more. This is to be decided. Yeah, it's not. This is just a model. This is just an idea. This is just a concept.
I think you should build this in front of the institute in Eastern Serbia. We are going to so that we clean the ETA, which is, I mean, very, very clean anyway, but this is spiritual, let's say, like spiritual security, I would say, which is extremely important these days.
So the other question, not only the angle of the pyramids, but also what materials will be used, which metals, because that will also have an effect, which metals will be for the outside frame, inside frame, the tetrahedron, double tetrahedron in the center, this cube. You see, what we've got here is the 5 platonic solids, again, in mirror form. So because we've got the mirror here, we've got an octahedron on the outside. Octahedron, the blue is also an octahedron. We've got the octahedron, we've got the double tetrahedron, we've got the cube, we've got the icosahedron, we've got the dodecahedron. Dodecahedron is the central because that's the space. I explained this in my talk just now. But inside here, which you can't see, made out of matchsticks, is a cube, and inside that is a double tetrahedron, and inside that, right in the center
Who
is
made this physically?
my husband.
Wow.
My husband.
Which crystal you mean?
That's what it is, a question, I don't know.
You don't know.
I mean, quartz crystal is the one that amplifies, but you know, I don't want to mess with crystals because, like I said, if we put a crystal in the wrong place inside a pyramid and you touch this, you could be thrown back 20 feet.
To choose the crystal.
So we need somebody with a crystal expert. You see, we need a person who really knows the meaning of how crystals work. Of course, there are such people.
But you get that information for the spiritual masters, maybe? That could happen.
You see, this is not something that I can do alone. I need many experts to help. People who have expertise in fields of electrical engineering and mechanical and materials and crystals and so many things. Even park design and interior design and in virtual reality and augmented reality, cinematographical expertise. You know, there's a whole team of people required here to make this come into a reality. We're at concept stage. I mean, you see, look, this is just a wooden structure.
Great white brotherhood. We'll kill Rico.
From the other dimension. From the other dimension.
The other, of course, the other dimension instruction. Spiral has exactly 10 layers.
Yeah, but this is not correct. This comes right down to the base. It's like 13
Here
inches.
in the room.
Okay, so it's perfect.
If you put it, it's fine. Quite fine. Dear Suzan, tell us part of your CV, biography, where you were born, in England.
Yes. So I was born in England, and actually I was destined to study classics at Cambridge University, but...
Scholar.
No. Wait. But before I was entering the academy in the September, in the August, I received an instruction that if I did not leave now, I would be stuck inside the system.
Fantastic.
So I'm like, what? And my question to this this instruction was, where should I go now and what should I do? Well, the key is to seek the truth, and it sounds very arrogant, but there's no truth that Cambridge University can teach you that you need to know. Sorry to say.
Oxford too.
This, this is off the record. And so I left.
What kind of instruction? You get just an idea?
Yeah, it came to me. No, it came to me so strongly that it was impossible to not follow this instruction.
Yeah, I see.
So of course this created some difficulty with my family, who had put me through a very expensive education and all the rest of it. So I didn't tell anybody, but I cancelled my place, and I took my £250 out of the post office savings. I bought a rucksack and a good pair of hiking boots. I bought a ticket from London Victoria to Calais, and left with the instruction that I was like, how do I know where to find this truth? I don't even know what this truth is. Just look left and right every day and go, and you will find it.
Fantastic. So inner voice told you.
Took me 10 years to sit at the feet of one of the greatest masters that has ever existed on this planet. 10 years of going here and there and, you know, making mistakes and finding my way and all the rest of it, purifying a lot of things. And then again, how I came to sit at the feet of the master was a very beautiful process of many inner callings and directions. And I just found myself leaving to go to Nepal, and I found myself...
How did you meet the master? You go to monastery in Nepal, or how?
Yeah. Actually, so I was guided to Nepal in a very esoterical way. A lot of things. It would take us a long time to...
Took a plane to Kathmandu?
Yeah, of course. And then somebody there just took me and introduced me. I wasn't even looking for Buddhism. I wasn't even looking for the spiritual path. Well, the spiritual path, yes. I was already... in fact, during this 10 years, I had a near-death experience. Was very interesting, actually. I was just walking along the road in a city in Europe, and I walked through a golden gate. And in the physical world, I fell down and died. But in my world, I went to the edge of the forest, and I talked for what I thought was hours and hours and hours with a guy that looks like a sort of spiritual guy in a white robe and all that. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything that he told me, but it was obviously infused in my mind.
How old you were? How many
26.
26. When you left Cambridge, you were 20 or so?
No, I was 18. I didn't go.
18?
I didn't go.
Just started. Yes. Yeah,
I didn't even start. I cancelled my place. I just left.
It was so strong.
It was so strong. So after this near-death experience, I mean, actually, I only died for about 1.5, 2 minutes. Not long enough for the brain's oxygen to be, you know.
Of course.
It was not long enough to be damaged, but it was long enough for me. It felt like about 3 hours. The last thing I remember is this guy on the edge of the forest telling me, you have to go back. And I'm like, what? You must be kidding. This is so beautiful here. I'm staying here. No, you have to go back. What? I mean, I had a good life and everything, but it was like so beautiful there. I was like, no way, I'm going back. You have to go back. You have to go back. And this was really the start of my writing. After this, I just started sort of writing very, I don't know what you call it. Not hectic, but just, it was just pouring through me, all this information and da-da-da-da-da. And it took me about, from that time to there was just a couple of years before I was in Nepal sitting with the master. So, yeah. And then it was just a full-on process. Everything came into place, and I just studied until he passed away. I studied with him and other masters.
So when you came there to the monastery, you felt you're in the right place. So
I had seen the place in a dream. Oh. When I arrived, I was like, oh, I know these stairs. And I was like, yes, here I am. And and the master was there. It was like, hello. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah.
Beautiful. And you stood 10 years.
And I stayed there for 6 years until he passed away. And then, in fact, I did many, I was introduced into the highest tantric yogas. I did some retreats and many teachings and initiations and all these things. So it was 6 years sort of full on of really receiving, not just receiving the teachings, but receiving the transfer of it's a different kind of receiving of teaching. on all levels, yeah?
It's a direct knowledge, it's something else.
It's not just knowledge, you see. It's
The state of mind.
it's like turning you on, yeah? Bringing you into alignment with the knowledge, yeah?
Transformation,
Yeah, it was more like a transmission than a yeah.
I see, fantastic.
And then
Your field is art.
yeah, but then my master put me together with my husband.
Oh,
He said, you guys need to be together.
beautiful.
Yeah. We call it an arranged love marriage. It was arranged, but it was also...
So you have spiritual connection with your husband also,
yeah.
not only...
Yeah. Yeah, he's supporting my work very deeply, as you can see. You know, I conceived of this, but he built it for me, yeah? Never on earth could I build something like this. I don't even know how to cut the wood and how to make these kind of things. And look at even these are crystals made, these are metal, yeah?
I see.
He made this from the matchsticks, look at this. These are tied together with tiny pieces of string and glue, and he made an dodecahedron out of matchsticks.
Some work to...
Imam jedno pitanje, da vam kažete, da li ovo sa Himalaja, kako je došlo, dakle je došlo?
From where this come from?
Oh yeah. Well, I just came from the Himalayas now, where I live. Yeah. I live in India now. I don't live in. I live in the Indian Himalayas, and yeah, we made this in the Indian Himalayas. Yeah. No, but it's in the valley. The valley next to Kulu Manali, yes. Yeah. So I'm living in the Kulu Manali Valley, yes.
Ovo je first presentation in one
outside Himalayas. This is the first presentation of this.
The first. You are.
That is important for the studio. It's the opening of the studio.
You are the first. You are the first.
I koliko da nam ostavi to, koliko dana da nam ostane ovdje?
How long this can stay in a studio?
How long?
1 day, 1 hour, or 1 minute?
Well, I leave for San Francisco on Tuesday morning, because I have a workshop in San Francisco to show and present this.
On Tuesday.
I gave a presentation actually with this same group in February, so I have a 2-hour presentation online describing the meaning of the magician's jewel already that I've made, yeah.
I see, so this is the only one you made?
Yeah, no, but that's just talking. That's just talking and showing pictures. This is the only one in this world, as far as I know.
Tell us how you came to Tibetan Book of Dead. You read the book of Padmasambhava?
Oh, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Yes, of course. Very important.
In which year of your life? How old you were?
I first read the Tibetan Book of the Dead when I was much younger, but it didn't have the same influence on me then.
Of course, you just read it.
But it really it came to me in 2017 again, because I always follow whatever instructions come, I just follow. I mean, not stupid ones, of course, but you know.
That is very wise.
Because of course we are human, yeah, stupid. But I'm one who I just follow the road as it comes and as it presents itself to me. So it was in 2017 that I did an exhibition of my first 5 photo collage art pictures in 2016 in November, and in 2017, early in the January, it came to me because I'd had this conversation with somebody and I wanted to combine my pictures and the Tibetan Book of the Dead together in some way. I didn't know in what way yet, and so I started to search away. But right from the beginning of my search, I always had this tower and this spiral. That was the start. That was what I saw in my mind, was a tower and a spiral and people walking up it. And then it was in 2021, finally, I had been invited on a very nice project actually at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London to help with the project design, and they had asked me to make a project outline for my pictures and for the Tibetan Book of the Dead. So I had 2 Word documents. One was the Tibetan Book of the Dead and one was my pictures. But as I was writing these Word documents, I need that paragraph in here. Oh, I need that paragraph in here. And the documents merged. And suddenly I saw that all my pictures were actually components of a machine that could express the meaning of the Tibetan Book of the Dead in a very extraordinary way. Extraordinary way, because what I needed to do was to build a frame in which I could use to expose these teachings.
Yes. So you read Evan Sven's version of translation?
Very laborious.
I see.
I mean, 1920s, Evans Wentz.
The most.
Actually, I was very lucky to meet Francesca Fremantle, who translated the Tibetan Book of the Dead with Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche.
I see. So.
And when I met her in London, she said, my goodness, back in the 1970s when she was doing the translation with Chogyam Trungpa, Chogyam Trungpa loved this kind of thing. He loved machines. He wanted to do some sort of project to expose the Tibetan Book of the Dead in a way, but they didn't have things like augmented reality, virtual reality in those days. It wasn't yet, a thing. There wasn't this way, there wasn't this, let's say, skillful means to create this kind of machine in those days.
It was all predestined. Have you ever seen Dalai Lama?
Oh, yes. Yes.
14.
Yes.
How many Dalai Lamas? Only one. 14.
Yeah, I have met him. Yes.
Beautiful. What was your feeling, impression of Dalai Lama?
He's a very, very kind, very compassionate, very beautiful person. Yeah. Very.
He really radiates and can, let's say, affect the people in the best way.
Yes. I mean, you just have to see that when he goes to New York, entire stadiums are full. He has that magnetic attraction.
Yes.
So, yeah.
They made some puja in Rotterdam and I was there.
It's probably one stadium or something.
Also stadium. Exactly. This is a small present for you.
Oh.
This is our Guru Tesla. Please.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
This is a lamp which is glowing violet.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Your present was also great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
How it happened that you came to Belgrade?
Because of this Silk Festival award. So I am receiving an award for my film tomorrow from the...
Beautiful, congratulations. So
and Milenko had organized for me to come.
Milenko will come. He couldn't come today.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Tesla goes to Himalaya.
Definitely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Send to the photographs.
Ostaje nam,
But how do we do this?
šta nam ostaje? Ostaje nam da idemo na Himalaje kad nas pozovu. A znate, ovo na Rtanj, ali treba da idemo na Himalaje.
We are going on Monday. We are going on Monday. The whole day is for Monday is for the return.
Extremely great level of
Vidim ja da ćemo mi da putujemo. Indija nas čeka, Himalaji nas čekaju, profesori.
Znao je mama, kaže, znemiren, kaže, desu.
Hristijanci stižu i na Himalaje.
I will tell Milenko.
Boga mi.
Vidite, ona živi u Kulu, tu je Erik živi u Kulu, to je jako mala jedna dolina. Sunce greje, južni obranci.
Boga mi, žestoko smo krenuli. Nema, portali samo se otvaraju. Vidim, ne može, ovo je. Ovo uopšte nije naivna stvar. Ovo delo je kao u obdaništu dečaka za stvar ono.
Pa da, na cijelo toga, sve zajedno, znaš, vidi se da smo...
How do I stay connected? WhatsApp.
Ovo je kao...
Can we exchange the WhatsApp? No.
Boga mi...
Ali ti otvorenje, Gogi.
Ovo je, ne znam šta da ti kažem.
Pa si bez tvoje pomoći sam sam prodao.
Ako.